All right, welcome on back. Hopefully, you've been following up to this point, and now you have seen that Limgrave and Liurnia are all but almost 99% done for the most part. Liurnia still has a bit of questing to do, but there's really nothing I can do right now about it. Because we have to advance further plot lines and stuff like that, find another key, and then eventually reach the Grand Lift Adectus. So there is still much, much, much more to do. Limgrave, on the other hand, is completed. There's really nothing left here except for stuff with Kenneth and Nepheli and whatnot, but for the most part, it is all negligible kind of things. So we don't really have to worry too much about that anymore. But now we are in Caelid. This place is a definite upgrade in difficulty from all the other places we've been to. 5 preserving boluses should be enough to say that this place is going to be rot central, and that's exactly what it is. You will be on the horse for pretty much the duration of this area, or as much as they allow it. Down here. Got a little bit of an encampment down here. You kind of see more reddish design to their uniforms. And this is so a bit of a new way to get down to this place. So that this place is called Gale Tunnel. And if we remember, we actually ran into the rear entrance of Gale Tunnel. So this is kind of a back way into Limgrave. And pretty much the rest of the exploration for that one spot we couldn't get to. Go. This place can be a little bit of a pain. I would just get out of here because those aren't worth fighting. We get a really, really good spear weapon here. This is called the Cross Naginata. Super famous type of weapon in Japan. So yeah, you want to live out some Dynasty Warrior type vibe here, then there you go. I'm actually using this in my dexterity build, and this thing rocks. Just show it off real quick. Four-hit combo. Roll sweep. A roll poke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then not as cool in just a one-hand mode, but still very fast. Then you got like a charge R2, and then you hit R2 again, and you get like a downward slash. So feel free to use that thing. That thing's pretty cool. Okay, got a couple of fights down here. And if you pop the door, you'll see the grave. Then if you need to rest, Alexander would still be standing here if you didn't progress anything with him. But eventually he'll make his way to Redmane. And then we have a pretty tough fight in there. So again, I would change this into Freezing Mist. go ahead and enter the boss field. A bit of an annoying fight, but you can make it through. Just kind of stay close to it, under it. And you get the Moon Veil. Very amazing sword. Let's just say. So, katana, that is built for mage builds, giving them finally some kind of option in the katana range. Moonveil was definitely one of the most infamous weapons grabbing up to the beginning life cycle of Elden Ring. Just very, very powerful. It has like a little magic projectile that shoots out of it. Really good for catching and, distance shooting. I won't be able to use it because I don't have the intelligence to do so, but yeah, the weapon itself is very, very good. And then, of course, you have like innate blood loss built into it too, so you're doing magic, physical, and blood loss all in one. Just a very nice sword to pair up with the Uchi Katana, depending on how you're building that weapon. And that's Gale Tunnel. So then you want to return to the Rot V balcony. And then with that out of the way, go ahead and talk to this guy. It's rotting, everything rotting, scarlet. The very earth that Caleb rests upon the Celia town of sorcery. The end is nigh for all of us. Like, okay, you go do that. You got a whole bunch of rot zombies here, so just be careful. They are actually stupidly strong for what they are, too. Down here. And we want to mess with these guys. Now this boss can be a little difficult. Just wanna be very careful with it. That is extremely deadly. Then you get the green burst and the flame shrouding. So make your fire attacks better and then boost your stamina recovery. Good for dex and good for faith. What really makes him deadly though is the Scarlet Rot thing. When he jumps up like that, you just want to get behind it. Or just take your horse and run away. You can see giant pot man over there. We got a golem with a giant bow. We already know that area, but we just never ran down there yet. Then through here is a catacomb. And being at a catacomb, we want to change this to Holy Blade. Here you'll see this is an elevator game. Just kind of through here, see what's up. Okay. I'd recommend fire pots for this place. And watch out for this shit. This is Scarlet Rot. Don't roll in it. You want to bundle these guys up as much as you can to limit how many you have to use here. Because these things will just follow you through the entire map. And then after that, you grab the checkpoint. Now you want to go down. This is part of the elevator game. Watch out for this dude. Yeah. Just kind of want to hop around. Watch for the ones that are still above there. Sometimes that one likes to grab you. Just keep it running. Get up here, and then there's the boss. I'll go ahead and just take on the boss real quick. You get a dual fight here. And patience is the name of the game in that fight. Got to deal with a lot of slams and just their wild, unsynchronized movesets there. But you get you a pumpkin head, which can be a very interesting summon because these things don't take a lot of damage to the head, and a lot of enemy attacks kind of go high and wide, so it'll be kind of difficult for them to hit the actual body. Then I don't know, set of arrows. Grab some magic. Some bone. And here there was a little path. With some hostile crabs. And then get you Imp Wolf Head. This one will increase your endurance, but obviously heavy head. And we got these guys to deal with. At least they did what was asked, I guess. Phenomenal drop. Guardian Sword Spear is a very good weapon. And I get to open, that's crazy. The Sword Spear is really good in one hand and in two. Very classic halberd moveset there. Very fast, very strong weapon when fully upgraded, so can't praise it enough. It was actually featured in the in my Faith Crucible Knight build. back up to the balcony. And we got a little bit of a crazy run to do here. So these are your test zombies if you have an AoE spell or something you want to use. Just kind of pop them up, see how much damage you're doing. Want to test your new Ashes of War or anything like that, those are good candidates to do so against. For this guy, I would just cut him off now. Watch your back. This would have pointed to where we just were at. Dogs are not an easy battle. You want to avoid them as much as you can. Grab this though. It is always the birds are even worse. I'm gonna get this grace real quick. Like I said, in my opinion, not really worth the fight. Easy to magic down though, but they're not physically kind of hard. Majority of Kaled is like this, where it's just wide open field, but really nothing to speak of. You come here, and this is some. It's got a bit of a boss fight in here, but it's kind of shit. So we'll see. I actually never attempted this before, so we'll see. So. He's already been left it out. Have a good day, guys. Okay. Pick anything, I don't care. Thank you. Okay. Let us let's do this uninterrupted now. So you could do a plunge on top of that, but it's kind of hard to pull out. So I just want to see if I can actually line this up. Ah. I don't think I quite understand the message behind that one. And when it does that bullshit, it's when it's really hard to do anything against it. I mean, in all honesty, those things aren't really the greatest things to fight anyway. They kind of suck. Kind of like the little zombie dudes here. They're just... Everything here is just really, really annoying. Kind of come down here, and then this boss fight is a little, I want to say, a little difficult. Pretty much want to grease up early, then head in. I'll just rush as soon as you can, just get some attacks in. Then get you a pretty cool, but very heavy great shield. This thing, dreadful visage and burning flames are designed to remind one of the horror facing a fire giant. In other words, the shield has a destructional function. Yeah. Tongues of Fire is its unique skill. And then you can pretty much do exactly what those things were doing out there and just spray fire like shit. But 44 strength requirement, it blocks 100, and I think it has the highest guard boost in the entire game. So if you run a naked character that's housed behind that thing and you make it work, then great. But pretty much that's exactly how you want to handle that fight, is just rush them down. You don't want to have both of them kind of get up full HP, and then you're having to deal with two very wild swinging movesets from their asses. And that's just the way that I found it to be kind of easy for me to deal with them. That thing took fucking forever to explode, man. Come on, dude. That's about it for this place. There's really nothing, like no talisman to gain. It's just a bunch of these fire heads. So if you're trying to farm for fire equipment, then this will be the best place. Or no, I shouldn't say equipment. I should say items like the craft and whatnot. Up to you if you want to disturb this hodgepodge of bullshit. All you're going to get are bones. Things that we've been getting since the beginning. So I'll just show what they are. Oh shit. That ain't good. Am I just not jumping on the slide or what? And you do want to watch these types of deals, because we can actually take a huge HP loss coming off it here if you dive down the wrong way. Now you just kind of want to run away. Okay. And coming through here is going to be a little bit of a trickery type deal. You just really need to watch the birds. The birds are bullshit. Just kind of let it get angry. I would run circles, kind of trick its AI as much as you can. And just kind of figure your way up the mountain, kind of sky the place. Clearly, I don't think anything up there was really worth your time to go get, except for the sacramental buds, because those are not easy to come by. Then you're just dealing with a bit of shit down here. This is the opposite end of the route view balcony. So if you want to give this place a run, go ahead and do so, but I would just come up to the imp statue. You'll have iframes doing this, so you don't. Then just kind of run down here. And then we get the only weapon in the game that builds up sleep. So it's a magic sword. This is Saint Trina, Sword of Saint Trina. Saint Trina is an enigmatic figure. Some say she is a comely young girl. Others say sure he is a boy. The other certainty is that their appearance was as sudden as their disappearance. So mist slumber, you basically just shoot out a mist of sleep shit like the little crabs are doing to us. And then, yeah. It's a really interesting sword at that. Specialty sword, so you only can use somber smithing stones. But if you see the size of it, I mean, it's very tiny. I think one of the shortest swords in the game. So if you're looking for something for reach, this ain't it. And now everything is pretty much aggro the shit on us. It just makes the run out of here kind of hard. And if you really like Saint Trina's lilies, then there's a shit ton around this place. But like I said, you don't really want to hang out too much with these guys because they'll just start spamming some Frenchman ass movesets. Coming down there, you'll see a giant war starting to happen between dogs and humans. And just take a peek of where we're at. So now everything should look very familiar up to this point, right? Really nothing that should be throwing you off as to where we're at, what we're doing. Caelid is a very easy place to explore. It's just the only thing that drives Caelid like crazy is the how heavy everything hits you. Like if you were to pop out of Limgrave and then go straight for Caelid, like this place would be almost unapproachable and undoable. Just because your damage and your HP is probably not up to par. Tackle this fort. Okay, you want to rush down this knight that's shooting that crap out of us. Oh. And pretty much this place is only really good for farming up these dudes and their armor set. So if you like the red main look, go for it. Now, there is a back approach to this place, but I think it's easier for a frontal. Because these dudes just kind of suck. It's supposed to be like a little drop where you can get your first plunging attack on them. And then you can see like how cool your character is, kind of sticking your sword through its head and then making it explode in one-hit kill. But I would just skip the dumb shit and then just go straight for the incantation. Flame grant me strength. This thing is amazing. We all know it. If you've ever played a Souls game, then you know what the hell that thing is. If you don't, it just raises your attack power. Used to be a lot worse though. It used to drain your health and all that kind of stuff. So just to show where the backside was at, it's right here. And then you can just kind of plunge leap on them. Yep, down there we have a lion. Not a very easy fight at all, because he's a lot stronger than the one we met back in Limgrave. Come to the Festival of War, or convene the Festival of War. In your hand, Sir Jaren. Okay. And we get the Star Scourge heirloom, so we got another heirloom, raises your strength. Strength builds go wild. So this teleporter is going to take us to a pretty much very up close and personal to Redmane Castle. And we are not trying to do that right. We want to break this. Jump over. Slide down. Really not a whole lot to this little place, but it does have like some cool things to it. Okay. That lever opened up the gate so you just have an easy walk in. Very interesting weapon, the guitars. It's a fist weapon, acts much like the hooks, but without any innate bleed effect or anything like that. So if you put them in both hands, then you just kind of swing wild. But you can turn them into whatever you want, so go nuts. Sometimes he likes to chip you. As you can tell, he dodges really frequently. So the best thing to do is just to get down here and actually fight the bitch. Oh, it's terrible dodge. All right, then we earn a very powerful heavy affinity. This is the Lion's Claw. Super popular. Use it on everything, you know, swords, axes, hammers. I use this with the brick hammer, and it is just a giant poise breaker. So I believe it has seen nerfs. So whatever it used to be in the beginning is no longer what it is. But you'll pretty much just do like a little flip and then a slam. And that's about it. So what does it cost again? Yeah, about 20. So it's a heavy FP cost type of move, but when you pull it out, it's really worth it. And you can see that exploring Caelid, it's taking no time. We're like almost halfway done with the map. I don't want to say half, it's a little bit more than that, but or less than that. Like, Caelid to me has not ever been very long, so get your little patrol out here. And that's Lion's Claw. We got the red main great shield. So these are good for fire blocking. Great shield that weighs about 14, so a little bit on the lighter side, 65 boost. Great shield, right? 100% physical damage, stuff like that. Strength requirement, though, is a 30, so you should meet that by now, as soon as you hit here. I'm running a quality build, and I hit it, so we're good. And then we saw that little item, but what I'm going to do first is grab this little grace point. We got a weird one here again.
Oh, bless you. Are you one for festivals or flowers? To the south, a grand festival to make the stars turn. To the east, the hardened bud of a flower to be. But dare you enter into the heart of the scarlet rot?
Yeah, like I said, creepy shit always with these ones. Okay, then we're just gonna go all that shit over there. Kind of ranged up. Yeah, it'll take forever to chunk these guys down, though. Then we can see that Grace is starting to point us in a certain direction around here. So Everfor leading towards General Radon and the Red Main Castle. This should be pretty familiar. You fuck. Now over here is a little bit of the leap. Make sure you do the leap. I've fallen through that crack before, and it's not fun. And you can just taunt him for being an idiot. Dry as a bone. Full dragon, surrender your strength. Let me feast on your heart. Be like, all right, brother. Yep, and you see that we got a couple of dragons just kind of chilling out like a regular old enemy. Welcome to Caleb. They actually do want to come down this way. Now, I'm going to put a marker here for later. I actually like doing this tower after defeating the zone boss. And we'll find out why when that actually happens. And then there you saw I got a Sombering Smithing Stone 9, which is obviously a very big upgrade. And we can only go up to +5 though. So we still got 6, 7, 8 to find. The hard come across in Elden Ring is definitely number 8. The 8 one does not like to show up. Like, you have to go out of your way and do a whole bunch of side questing adventures just to even get a chance to see one. So you'll probably be stuck at a +7 or a +8 for a very long time if you're using a specialty weapon. I'm not sure why they chose that, but that's just the way it is. Never mind. I meant 7, not 8. Of course. They're like, you dumbass. We give you 8 right above it. Yeah, I think 7's the one that's kind of difficult to come across. So, either way, it don't matter. It's just all bullshit. Okay, I held on to my runes because we do have a merchant up here. I don't ever recall what they all sell. I do know like a few of them, mostly the beginning ones, because they're more memorable, but these later ones I just kind of start forgetting about their inventory. Like I said, it's like a huge field, but there's only one thing to nab up here, you know? So that's just Caelid kind of wrapped up for you. But what this place does house is another nighttime boss. And we actually want to prep for that.
Well, there's been an 8. How can I?
Okay, we take a look. He's got a pot, some Ashes of War, arrows, bolts. Beast Repel and Torch can be worth your time. Torches, as these are stitched, keep welcome beast away from treasure chosen hidden caves, da-da-da-da. So this thing has like a hidden effect where it will actually like make beast kind of like back up from you. I think it actually works on those big dogs too. I'm not really sure though. Never tried it. Then you can get the samurai armor. We got 2 hidden notes here. Actually, we'll buy these because I'm sure somebody will ask what they are. Now, there's a hidden cave. There's a hidden cave in the town of Celia. Look beyond the graveyard at the precipice. Okay. Fort Gale in Caelid houses a gateway that leads to Redmane Castle. So there is your knowledge. Just like I said about the gateway, if you use Fort Gale is where we were just at, down this way. So if you actually go to that sending gate, it'll take you right over to Redmane. Okay, and then in preparation for this nighttime boss, anything will work. You'll see the merchant's gone. Now this dude is just a straight up stamina test. He's got just high HP. That's his only gig, is that he has high HP. that sucks. That sucks. Yeah. It's especially it's where he hit me. Like he hit me right against the building, so I didn't really have a good chance to get up and run to go heal. I kind of immediately knew what was about to happen. But again, it's not one of those hard fights. It's just you only get like one or two mistakes and then it's over. Specifically with that guy, I don't know what his issue is, but he's just like super buff. That's a pretty damn. Damn. Oh, jumped right into it. Get the Ashore Sky Shot. Pretty useless, to be honest. There's one more rune arc, and then if it don't work here, we're just gonna leave this guy alone. And then at this, I would probably start doing vigor just a bit more, because you see that HP is kind of becoming a problem. And third time's a charm. That's incredible. That's crazy. It's starting to get a little out of hand right now. Fuck God. Okay. Clearly we are having struggle fits with him. So we'll just go ahead and not waste any more rune arcs since I'm having a bit of a little problem with this guy. Which is okay. There's going to be some enemies that just are a little much at times. And of course, this is where you become frustrated with shit. Oh no, that's ass. This is getting crazy right now. Yeah. I think for the most part you can see it's not the difficulty of the enemy, it's the amount of like chances you get at being hit. You know, that's what'll kind of do you in around here a lot. It's like we fought two. Yes, I should be better about understanding their movesets a little bit, but you know, sometimes you get in that mode where you're just like, oh my god, I should have beat it the first time, but now it's like we're on the sixth attempt. This is getting out of hand. And then it's these really wide arcing swings that he's doing that's really starting to fuck it all up. It's like every attack he does has like a knockback effect, and it just ruins the fight for you. Of course. And now we can't even clear like a quarter of his bar anymore. So yeah, you know, you go from a near win to, okay, you know, then we get down to halfway, and then now it's just every attempt since has been worse and worse. That's Elden Ring. But buckle up, because this is going to be the long part here. I guess we found our struggle bus for now. Everything was pretty smooth up until now. Then we got this one bell-bearing hunter that doesn't want to go down. That is so fucked. That's good. Don't worry, we'll get him. We'll get him. Right now, he is just being the hardest thing we faced up to this point. And I mean, this happens every playthrough. I think I've died to this guy every single time I play the game. Like, it don't matter what build I run. He's just that difficult. And you can tell, like, when I said he's a strength, like, he's a test of your endurance, he really is. In both ways. I hate when I fall for that. I mean, did we get him in a loop or something? This is kind of weird. I've never seen that. Until he knocks it all over. That's fucking crazy. Oh. Okey doke. I guess so. And this is exactly why I don't want to waste those rune arcs, because I just know where I'm gonna struggle personally. You know, like it's in the mistake department. Like, you know, you're afforded a couple of mistakes here and there in the game, so you can, you know, make do with that. You know, take a little HP loss while you're trying to learn the movesets of everything. But this guy, he's just straight up, you miss once and you try to like reset and heal, you're done. You're not gonna make it out of this fight. I was late on every one of those dodges. We don't want to drag the battle out to the dogs because they've jumped in before and that shit sucks. But I mean, we look at that was like I went from 15,000 all the way up to 65,000. So I mean, we're talking what 50,000 room count for that guy. So obviously, clearly, way outside the range and level that we're probably supposed to take this dude on at. I'm not really sure. And then all he ever netted you was this bullshit gravity stone thing, and nobody uses these. So, yeah. More worth the rune count than he is anything else. But I'm glad that fight's over because it was a little much. And when we are done in Platinum, I will never have to deal with him again. That essentially does it for like the top of this area. Don't worry about this. We'll eventually come down here. I'll actually put a marker just to remember. But there's really nothing else to be gained from that bottom section there. Just a bunch of nothing. You know, before I say that, I'll take a look. It has been a while. I normally skip it because I know it just kind of runs back up here. Got a dog with red eyes, which means he's stronger. Yeah, negligible, nothing here. I don't think I actually grabbed the Eteria leaf that was by the little boss fight we had over there. These dragons, I would just call them lesser dragons. They aren't really a threat or challenging at all. They have like the basic moveset of the regular dragons we've been fighting up to this point, but even better because they don't breathe fire or anything of the sort. This spot right here. So we actually want to. You actually want to drag one of these dragons with you, so we'll take this guy as a good candidate. Because that statue has some good smithing stones in it. Okay, yeah, come on, dude, now let's go. Then you have to, like, forever walk with him. Hurry up and get it. Okay. And 3 sets of smithing stone 5s are really good because they're smithing stones we have not come across yet. But you're able to see down here, and if you remember where that's at, that's the well from Seafer River that led all the way up here. The giant balls don't really give you anything special. Up to you if you want to deal with that, I guess. This is a decent one. I think it's pretty easy still, though, to be honest. We'll just go ahead and take it on. And actually, yeah, I don't want to forget to do this play, because last time I did this, I forgot to even walk in here. Got a little bit of fight coming up. A lot of these Evergels, kind of in this mode of the game, are jokes. You know, Hughes came from Celia to study the Haima Conspectus at the Academy. When he became a battle mage, Haima scholars seek to quell conflict with cannon fire and gavel, but Hughes developed long before it. But he is a pretty cool summon. I mean, he's a mage type. He'll summon that giant ass hammer with the cannon of Haima as well. So he can nuke quite a few things actually, boss wise for you if you need help. Take no shame in doing it. I just haven't done it as much yet because I'm still waiting to get a specific summon that will be used pretty much the rest of the game because it's legit and I don't care. Okay. Now, we're going to go to a tunnel real quick and grab a very specific item that's going to only help us with a very specific dragon. Okay, this cave can be found down here. It is a bit of a puzzle. So you want to make sure you get good jumps. Don't want to die. If you want, there's an Iron Maiden that's kind of down here you can fight. Really no point to it though, so I do not suggest. But what I do suggest is you come to this hidden cave. Kind of traverse it, and then back. And then here I would put on your fire pot. So this place is going to be the first instance of us using Flames Cleanse Me. The Dragon Convenience Seal, which I only have enough available to use this when I have a Rune Arc up for Godric. So if I don't have it up, I won't have the spell or the means to use it anymore. Then Flame Cleanse Me. Because this place is Scarlet Rot Central. And you can see that we're kind of already trudging through the shit. But as soon as we pop that, we're good to go. Just make sure you stay on top of healing, okay? We don't have a lot of FP to use this spell because I'm not a mage. But I mean, if we take a look at how much of this shit is starting to hurt, you know? Yeah. Not the greatest of feelings in the world, to be honest. Let that bar rise to see how far we're actually getting with it. And these, the popping, the geysers are really bad. Like, they just cause a lot of unnecessary damage. A serpent bow. So if you use those poison infused arrows that we came across earlier in the game, they will only become more potent, allowing for quicker poison buildup. It's a decent bow. I mean, arcane use, so make do with what you want with it. I've never personally used it, so I can't really be the one to judge it entirely. They gave us fire grease for a reason. Aeonian butterflies are also extremely rare. You want to climb this Mantle of Iron Maidens. And grab this. Now, these weapons, this is pretty cool. So you get like a snake fang put on your hands. You can double hand it just like any other fist weapon. And then it just has innate poison buildup at a very high rate. So you can be super annoying with double-fisted snakes on your hands there. And then this fight is, it's pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Because you have to deal with a whole bunch of crap coming in here. You want to quickly deal with this knight, because there's another one coming up. All right. So the rush down strategy for melee builds is still good. You don't want to really deal with those two like at full HP bars and then just let them dictate the battle. So just rush whoever you can, even if, whoever the weakest one is to you, just deal with them. Obviously, the one that's kind of throwing the golden disc at you, I would just kind of leave him doing that while you melee down the other one, because you want to deal with a more direct threat than the ranged support guy, depending on how you kind of like to deal with battles like that. But we netted ourselves this golden scarab. Talisman face with the fast smile of a scarab, the carrier of treasures and precious things. The golden scarab increases the amount of runes obtained from defeating enemies. So your silver serpent ring and all that, or the covetous silver serpent ring in Dark Souls, there you go. It has found its way to Elden. But we need that for sure. So now we want to go ahead and go back up here. I'm actually kind of surprised that was not damaged, to be really honest. Okay, down here we'll see a sprint spring. You want to take this, kind of leap yourself up to this thing right here first. Smithing stone 7. Smithing stone 7. Key. And smithing stone 8. And those are pretty paramount to find right now, because you're going to see, like, once we get to plus 18, plus 20 weapon, it's going to start to become a little bit harder to upgrade those. Then safely drop, and spring back up. Good. Okay, now pay attention to the name of this place when you run up on it. I guess they didn't want to have it here. I would reset everything here. You don't want to make all the dragons mad. But this is Fort Ferrith. And if we remember, there was a note. Not a note. On the key item for the Grand Lift Adeptus. The right half is said to reside in Fort Ferrith. So, now we have the way to the Altus Plateau, as long as you traverse the dungeon. So, this is one of the biggest and most craziest things about this game. What you want to do here is get a really, really good bleed weapon. For me, it's probably going to be this. Okay? And then you want to make sure that you have a pickle fouled foot ready to go, or a gold one for rune acquisitions. And then you want to swap out any one of these. I'd probably do the turtle talisman, because this is going to take forever anyway. and put the golden scarab on there. And then this giant dragon here is killable, will not move. It is the best source of early game rune farming, like in any Souls game ever. So once we pop this thing, it's the blood loss will start to build up, and then you're gonna start really seeing like huge chunks of damage come off of it. And then the biggest thing you want to do is kind of guesstimate when you're about ready to pop the gold pickle fellfoot, so you can get even more runes for doing this. And essentially what's going to happen is that all little baby dragons are going to die along with the big one, netting you a whole bunch of like dragon hearts and shit like that. So do what you want with this, but once you do this, you're going to get a lot of freaking runes. And we are even increasing it even more by using this, and then eventually when we pop the Foulfoot. So you don't want to do it right away because it's got a lot of HP, and that's why we have to use an innate blood weapon in order to chunk it down. But this is kind of where Elden Ring can either be made or ruined for you, you know, depending on how you kind of view this type of thing. But it's only a one-time thing, so don't, like, when you get the mass amount of runes we're about to get from this guy, do not die and then die again and lose all those runes, because you're basically wasting an entire area's worth of runes, you know, doing that. You want to use them immediately. Don't save them for anything. Just go and level up and then, you know, continue the game from there. But pretty much we want to get in a good spot. You can see messages are laid across this thing. This is probably the best spot to hit it, like 100%. Then you saw there 13,664. That's a pretty wide chunk of HP that just dropped. And just kind of let your bar go back up. The dragons will start to get mad and they'll start walking around trying to get to you. I've never had them kind of go all the way and fight me. And truth be told, if you're really struggling with Elden Ring and you just do not know how to get past Limgrave or Liurnia, take a real quick trip to Caelid and then do this. You'll have a fuck ton of runes to use at the beginning of the game, and then no issues afterwards, to be honest. Now, I'm not the best of judges for HP when this happens, so we'll just see if I choose correctly. I'm gonna pop it just in case. Then you can see the Pickle Foulfoot kind of shows up there at the top of the screen. If it runs out, then just pop another one. Kind of figured I'd be a little too early there, but that's okay. There we go. Then you should see mega millions of runes come through. We got 5 dragon hearts and 78,000. It's just like that. Then now, I'm going to switch this back off to go to your regular talisman setup, whatever it may be. Unless you're really liking that thing, then go ahead and keep it on. Okay, now, like I said, don't waste your effort and try to die with all these runes. Just go spend them now. That is 4 levels worth in, the mid-game right now, which is really, really good. So we'll go up to this and then use those on our damage. And ideally, we want to get HP up to 40, but since we are wearing Godric's Rune, I'm already there. So I'm not, as long as I keep wearing it, I'll be alright. But you really just want to keep focusing on damage at this point. Stamina is pretty good at 20. We're not going to need any increase for a long time. And now we have to take over the fort. Now, this place can be a bit of a hassle, because everything in here hits like a damn truck. Then yeah, I would just get the fuck out of here. Yeah, let's go ahead and get out. I don't really have a safe strat against these guys. They just suck. So they are worth killing, however, because they do drop those the runes. I don't know where the other one. That sucks. Usually I can get a full HP replenishment, but I guess that one's not coming back. Its pathing is trying to take it back to where it's located, but because they don't really know how to do that, I think it's lost to the abyss for good. Alright, as far as you gotta make it is literally right here. Thank you, person, for doing that. I really appreciate you. And now we have the right side of the Dectus medallion. Okay? The left side I said decide to go all the way out here and somehow you make it up this and grab this part of the medallion, then it's going to tell you where the other half's located. Obviously, you should start with Limgrave because that's the easiest part to do. And then proceed the game on normal route. But, you know, do as you wish. Elden Ring is a game of exploration and wonder. Yeah, so here we're going to have a bunch of ghost-like enemy ambushes. And as you can tell, these dudes are just beefy. Like, they're normal soldiers, but they're just really, really strong. Oh, very nice, very nice. Finally picked up the heavy crossbow, so if you want something a little bit more standard and normal in the game, then go ahead and pick that up. But, like I said before, the Arbalist is still going to outdamage pretty much all of them. If you're looking to run a page build or anything like that. And I wouldn't sleep on the Arbalist damage. The Arbalist damage is actually pretty freaking good. Like, it's 300, you know, up, like, fully upgraded. Which, normal, like, just a new game run is really, you know, not that bad. So. Okay. Now, depending on how much you want to deal with this thing, I mean, I would just kind of shield up and run by. This is a legendary item that you need for completion. Dang. Bro. Nope. That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god. He got me. He almost got me. Alright, Radigan Source Seal. This legendary talisman is the eye engraved of an Elden rune said to be the seal of King Consort Radigan. Greatly raises your vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity, but also increases the damage taken by similar measure. Solemn duty weighs upon one beholden, not unlike a gnawing curse from which there is no deliverance. So, unfortunately, you cannot double stack these, but what you can do is take this off in favor of the Vetter rune. So this rune, or this talisman, will give us a +5 advantage to our vigor, endurance, strength, and dex. Whereas this one only gave us a +3. So take it off, you know. Then you will see the Source Seal brings us up from 40 to 45, 20, 25, 30. So yeah. The only caveat is the more damage you take now. So from, you know, it's reducing us from all of that without it. This was the normal. And then this is the upgraded version. Still, in my opinion, one of the best things to do, and put a Source Seal on you, depending on your build. Because it only helps you even more. Especially if you kind of like think about this in two different ways. You no longer have to be subjugated to use the Godric rune, because you already have something that's kind of in its place. Godric's rune levels everything up by 5. Whereas the Source Seal only does what you know, specifically what you need. So kind of use that. And then you may also use Marika's Source Seal. So if you're having a hard time at reaching certain levels or whatever for items and spells, then you can put hers on. But you will carry that extra damage as well. And now we can see that if I was to take Lightning and Holy, while having these two talismans equipped, I would actually be in the negative damage, meaning I would take increased damage. So bit of a run play right there. You take it, but you give it. If you're absolutely done with Caelid and you're just like, screw this place, you can go straight over to the Grand Lift, open it up finally, and continue on with. Now we're inching ever more closely to where we were previously kind of chilling. So with all those gates and meeting your rank and doing all that, we are now kind of closing in on where all of them have been kind of chilling out this whole time. I don't think there's anything worth scaling this for. Maybe a rune or something like that. But just kind of pick your spot here. Try to Skyrim climb it. Or it could just be nothing. That sucks too. Okay, now I like to approach this spot from down here because I don't want to leave out any important stuff. There's a bunch of different ways we can approach this, but we're going to do it this way. This one dragon survived. You won't really get much from them, though. You'll just get runes, and that's it. They don't drop hearts or nothing. The biggest amount of hearts you got were from the giant dragon there. You do want to approach this from the bottom. I don't think I've ever seen this dragon here. Grab this. We're making everything mad right now. Just keep pumping that damage up. Gonna need it more than you do the HP, to be honest. Okay. We're gonna tackle the bottom half here. Little bear, don't worry about him. We're coming this way so we can go through this cave right here. Kind of hard to see, right? Okay. Yeah. Essentially what you want to do is kind of do like a check thing, right? You want to be able to say, I got to run here. And we already came all the way down there. We can check here. We need to go to the Erd tree, this splitting path, and then figure out what's over here. Okay, now with this cave, I wouldn't have a light source on. You can fight this rune bear, but he is very difficult. They just become more HP buffed. You can piss the bear off if you're a little close. I just kind of want to run. Here you got a few easy pickings. Go ahead and destroy the animals. That talisman, the bull goat. Bull goats are associated with stout and mighty Tragoth, said to be unflinching in combat, now a silent comrade to those who fight. So this boosts your poise by a bunch. So if you're like not getting staggered or getting thrown around the entire map and all that kind of stuff, then this is for you. Now with that, we are stuck in here. You really want to watch the bear because he's kind of trolling around. And then the fight that we're going to see down in this point, it can be very hard, depending on how you fared against it the first time. I'm not sure if he's gonna move. Mm. He did the very good. Alright, we won't mess with him. We'll get those items on the way back up. Alright, so for just this part and for the future run back, I wouldn't suggest doing this. Otherwise, you're going to just be fighting these wolves over and over again. But just takes this down path for now and then just kind of pop the wolves. Okay. This fight, it could go really either way. Yep. So you see, it's the Beastmen, Farah Missoula. Trying to get a crit on one, but I mean, that's like ridiculous amount of HP, right? This guy is stupid hard. Kind of want to just get him backed up. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's 65,000 battle right there, so it's, you know. This battle, I remember, I think I had over 30, 40 attempts the first time around. It was pretty bad. I didn't know what to do with it. And like I said, I didn't get the spirit bell or anything like that, so I didn't even call for summons or nothing. I didn't know what to do. But then you see the Flame Drake +2 version, so now you know that we have even higher negations to gather here. And then, as promised, before we leave this cave, we'll go ahead and grab those items that we're missing. Go back up to Fort Ferrith. So that was the little bottom piece right there was kind of good. We'll return to where that little arch was a lot later. Giant beetle. I don't think there's any secret on that tree, but good God. Oh yeah, we got it all going on now, don't we? want to say that's full garb and gear. Maybe not the face. Maybe? I don't know. Nah, we got the helmet still. I always think they're worth a good fight because they do drop some good shit. And then I already got 2 of their spears, so I mean, yeah, I'm set up. Even if I don't like doing what I'm doing right now, I can just switch over to the spear that I know I like to use, and that's it. That's Elden Ring. Then all this was just the back path, so there you go. There is a bit of a mini ambush behind the castle with some soldiers. I don't think they're really worth it to do anything with. And as you can see there's like a little down path to one of those things. So if you fill up to it, you can go down here and take them out. I almost fucking died. And there goes my shit in. So, yeah, useless fight, right? And he just piss off the birds for no reason, and just, yeah. Okay. Then you guessed it, minor Erdtree equals big guardian fight, right? So before we mess with the guardian fight, I don't know why I always think there's a grace point up here, but I think it's just that one little thing. But anyway, there is a scarab here, so. Let me get another beast. See, there's multiple ways to approach this underbridge area. That's kind of where we were just at with the bears and everything. Then bestial constitution fills the body with bestial vigor, alleviating blood, and floss buildup. It's a decent incantation if you're fighting people with that build, I guess. And here I don't want to walk in with no HP. Oh, that sucks. I swear this happens too much. Okay. The Opaline heart here. This one boosts all your damage negation. And then the Stone Barbed, this one will pretty much increase your attacks to the point where anything that's poise heavy, heavy hitter, will make it even better. So we are well doing very well. This can be a bit of a doozy. I would really suggest doing this first. Probably want to go rest after a big fight. Spend any of your points, and then we got to do a little bit of a gravity puzzle. Ideally, what I'm trying to do at that point is increase my strength and dex at 40 apiece, which will be very, very nice damage considering we're a quality build at that. That's going to put us at pretty much, if you're thinking 2 damage types, that's 80. So, and if you look at it, I mean, our attribute scaling is already just about to pass over the base physical damage that this thing produces. So scaling wise, we are looking very good on the weapon. The mace already overqualifies because we have B in strength and D in dex. Now for here, you want to jump right here. Careful. Then right here, we want to jump down right here. Come across, watch out. Oh. Don't freak out about Torrent too much. He is actually really good at control. Then over here you want to kind of leap. Then we want to come down here. And then this is where your fall can be made or broke. You want to kind of aim yourself. Don't double jump in case you have to use the double jump to save yourself. And then just fall. There we go. Okay. Now, with this place, we are going to have to remember to do this a second time. I only do it the first time because there's an item here. This guy is extremely hard to fight. I wouldn't even bother with him. And then what you want to do is quit out. This will reset the world state and putting him back into the ground, kind of making him fall asleep again. Okay. Then with the giant back asleep, now we can safely teleport back to the top. Let's see here. What's the best plot? And probably do Barrett again. And then we got to make preparations for another couple of giant big fights here. So the game is indeed starting to tell us it's getting a little bit harder on this section because we're not only not meant to be kind of defeating these things the way I am. And we got a 3-boss gauntlet coming up. One of which might be a little much for me to take on right now. Well, we'll see. If I feel like it's just being too erratic, then I probably won't even deal with it. You can tell these aren't giving out as much anymore. Alright, so there is a gimmick with this place. Alright. First, we want to grab the checkpoint. Okay. Then from here, you want to aim yourself at the building and then leap on top of the roof. Okay? Once you're on top of the roof, you kind of want to walk and then slide down here to the lens rise. Go downstairs for a fight. Now, I consider that a dumb fight because it's always going to come back no matter what. But what you're going to do is that at least in this life you're in right now with having defeated it, there's like a magic rolling ball it summons, it will no longer follow you. All the way to Land's Rise. Come here. Get a memory stone. Okay. First nighttime boss. This is a very upgraded version of these guys, so he's not going to be very easy to take out. I like how I immediately start the fight with some dumb shit. Okay, get the Astral Ward Bloodhound Step. So now you get a special armaments Astral Ward, and you can put on anything you want. So if you're using the Bloodhound Fang and you love that weapon, but you think you're getting tired of it and you want to try something else, now you can. Because it's really, really hard to separate from that Blood Fang move when you're really starting to pick up on how it works. You can actually cheese that knight as well if you're struggling with him. Just kind of guide him up here and run into the caltrops. But you'll have to like watch poison kind of slowly tick away. And it's kind of stupid. All of this should look very familiar now. Then very early game, we actually, we came up here because D gave us the sending gate to go meet Geraint, the Beast Clergyman. And we haven't really done anything with Geraint up until like the very first 2 death routes, so I think I collected 3 ever since. So now is definitely the time to go ahead and give him the rest of those death route things that you need. Grabbed, the golden seed while we ran down here for the checkpoint and all that kind of crap. So now what we're doing here is we're gonna have to fight a dragon boss. Now, this dragon, I would alternate between dragon wounding and blood loss. Because he's kind of an HP buff, and he's just shit. So, I'm not using that, so I'm just going to take him off. Let's just put all the greases on here. God's sake, at this point. So what makes this fight hard is that his dragon fire breath thing that he does when he leaps up in the air is super fucking hard to deal with on the bridge. And he just hits a lot harder than all the dragons we've faced up to this point. And when he does this, I'm okay with this part. So that was blood loss. That was blood loss. Like I said, for those, I like to just get off the horse. So I want to credit that fight to superior RNG, to be honest, because he did not, like, at all use any fire attacks. So he was a very big struggle fest when I first fought the damn thing, because I had no idea how to fight dragons yet. Like, I was still struggling with Aghill of the Lake, and, yeah, coming to this place and trying to fight him, he was just very difficult. And then you start learning, like, dragons have a pattern to them. And then once you learn the pattern, I mean, dragon fights are seriously boring in this game, so, you know, it sucks. But they are very big spectacle fights. You know, not much. I mean, this is probably the most amount of dragons I think we've ever fought in Souls games, like, period. So they learn something new, you know, they're trying something new, and I can appreciate that. I just think that they're very easily fought enemies once you start getting their patterns down, so. But it takes a while. Like, when you're starting out, you're not going to get it right away. You have to learn how to kind of deal with them. Now, I don't like fighting these dudes on the ground. Or while I'm on horse, I mean, because somehow they find a way to kind of slip past you. And then they, like, do this jump up in the air shit. Yep. That's when they just become unbearable. Yeah, but again, I mean, you're running and then there's nothing. Like, there's not even a scarab to be found in these corners, you know? Like, this is Caelid pretty much wrapped up for you. It's just a bunch of tough fights and then an entire, like, you know, plot point of the world of Elden Ring that you want to explore, but you just get nothing out of it. These guys take like 3 times the damage when they get stabbed to the ground like that. I don't know why they're the only ones who have like that unique animation and unique damage counter, but hey, take what you can get, I suppose. Alright, so this fight is like going to be very dependent on how well, I guess, dodging's going to go. Got the Starlight Shards still, so you always want to be collecting those still. Those still haven't lost their purpose just yet. much like the birds too. You don't want to start giving up. I know we haven't seen a bunch of them since like Limgrave and all that, but that's obviously a sign of like why would anything alive want to hang out here since there's nothing to feed off of and it's all dead and decaying. I've played this multiple times and never seen him out here before, so this is actually pretty cool. I didn't even know what he was until I really started looking. Beast Roar, so you unleash that projectile roar that everything's been doing to you up to this point in the game. And then Vitality, you will restore your HP over time using Incantation. Yeah, I never knew he left this place. So what's gonna suck though is that I think the trigger is after 4, he becomes hostile, meaning that we have, you know, where if we do a reset because of this boss we're about to fight, we have to start in here, and then he's gonna be like mad, and then we are gonna get pinched between two fucking bosses basically, and it's no good. Now, I think these things are weak to lightning. I honestly don't even freaking know. We're just gonna get in here and try this guy out. That's fucking stupid. This will be your best damage. It's just a hitbox thing with this asshole. Like, that's really all it is. So we got the Gargoyle's Black Blade, a Great Sword, and a Gargoyle's Black Halberd. Heavy faith-induced weapons here are both holy damage. So holy physical split. Unfortunately not the best thing that's ever graced Elden Ring, so yeah. That is where we sit at with that. And that battle took a lot of like stamina and move reading, dodging on just on cue. So yeah, you could tell it's getting there. But 88,000 runes, no one can complain about that, right? But I'll be right back. Take a quick pause break, and then we'll see what's up with Geraint. As you want to go outside. All right, here we go again. So 3 boss special part right there, all taken care of. And that's really not it, though. I mean, there is an entire whole bottom section after all of Caelid, too. But I decided to take the top part first because the bottom half is basically reserved for Redmane Castle, and it's like little things. And there's a little bit of like caves and dungeons and all that kind of scattered down here, but yeah, we didn't really need to venture forth and figure all that out just yet. So I'm gonna rest here, and then Geraint should be pissed. So yeah, there he is. Alright, so Grank was just mad for a little bit there. Do want, I don't know what scene right now. Alright, let's go. I'm not sure if it's about 3 or 4 death root you give him, then he turns into that little enemy mode, so just keep in mind that's what he does. And I would honestly just cheese him down from the door because fuck fighting him up close and personal. There's just no reason to do it. He just hits too damn hard to begin with, so yeah. I'm not gonna waste my time with it because I already know not to fuck with him like that. You only need a few swipes, but yeah, he does stupid damage, and then for such a little room too, it's really not that fair. But here's a falling puzzle again, so we want to go ahead and start falling down these things once more. Remember not to waste your double jump in case you have to kind of save yourself last second. There is a bit of a method to this, because we need to get to the bottom to get like a special item crap. I usually forget where to drop those, so bear with me on this one. Because in like future playthroughs, I never go down here, because the weapon we're going to get is a dagger, and even though I guess it could be considered one of the best daggers in the game, it's still, in my opinion, a dagger. So, very limited use for me, since I don't use daggers ever. Typically, there will be messages that'll help us get down here. I'm not really sure. We want to come this here, kind of drop. Yeah, like these hurt no matter what. Still, drop right there. Yeah. The bats are strong too. I believe there's some items down here at the end, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's all just shit, so you're not going to get a big use out of stuff down here. Now here could be the tricky part. So you kind of want to drop here. And then you like want to drop on the rocks. All the way down here for the Symphodia. short sword given a high-ranking clergyman of Farum Azula raises potency of bestial incantations. The design celebrates a beast, 5 fingers, symbolic of intelligence once granted upon their kind. Very cool. So it said short sword, but it's a damn dagger. It's a strength dagger at that, so if you're like really into daggers, I think it is like one of the highest damaging outputting daggers in the game. So I think also one of the heaviest. Yeah, 3.5. So it weighs the same as a sword. Dragon Crest Talisman note, this is pretty good. But I don't come down here for this thing because we get better versions of this throughout the game. But if you want physical boost damage negation, then there you go. So you can have an increase of damage negation there for yourself if need be. Just say you're getting hit too hard around here, then I mean it's pretty good to have. And since everything's mad at us, we're just going to reset the world state, put everything back in its place so we can teleport out of there. And that will pretty much do it for the first half of Caelid down here. We do have at least one more point, though. The Celia Crystal Tunnel. And then I think there was a swamp that I kind of ran by earlier. But we'll dap this up in a minute. I just want to get upgrades because the boss in there is kind of an asshole. Take a hop over to Smoldering Wall. You come down here and you get some even bigger flies. Kind of crazy, right? But that one will just kind of, I don't like navigating this place with it because it's just kind of stupid. But he's going to lead you to this corner basically right over here. And we actually want these items. That was wild. And yes, so you end up with 2 of your stone sword keys gone now, but it's okay. And then I think this will be the last tunnel we do for this part. Break for lunch, and then come back when applicable. I think the first top half of Caelid is probably the more tougher half of it, for sure. And then this dungeon is kind of a little bit of a winding thing. Do a little fall here. Just remember all these cells, because we have to come back. You can poke through these and then destroy these guys before they even come out, but in my opinion, not worth it. That door will need that. Come down here. Knocked that guy out, this guy, didn't I? I think we got all the vulgar militia gear. It's pretty cool. Want to pop the lever. This will unlatch all the gates finally. Pick up your Somber 5. I think that's the first one we got, actually. Ah, here we go. And open this little shortcut here. Okay, now I don't think there was any cells over there, but we have to do the run back anyway. So you want to let these guys kind of explode. Yeah. But not like that. Alright, so starting from where we fell, we just want to check all the gates that opened up. So there'll be nothing here. They're weak to stabbing damage. You get a pillory shield. Yeah, I don't think stupid. Niche shoes, I guess. I don't know. That's just to jump up. We don't need it. Come down here. Got some explodey boys already outside the cage. The Wazasashi, Golden Rune, and Stone Sword Key. Those are probably the best rewards you get from here. This is the little backup dagger for your katana. Demonic Stone, known as Akina. Okina makes a reappearance in this game. Pretty cool. Yep, so a little dagger if you want little blood loss or, just a whole samurai fit, then there you go. That is your weapon. But honestly, nothing else to gain from this place, so we are just going to move right on out. And this is a bit of a hidden path. Want to watch your falls here. Drop straight to your death if you're not careful. Gets the most stupidest hits off sometimes. It's okay, brother. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't really give a shit fight, to be honest, but whoa. He's kind of dangerous when you let him get off like that. That is hilarious. So yeah, letting that dude get off like that was kind of wild, so let's not do that ever again. But he opens up a little pathway now. And yes, back to our beloved Limgrave. So you get the regalia of Ochade. I don't really know how to say that. It's a made-up word anyway, so we use the shiat. So this is your arcane blade. So anyone dabbling into arcane, you finally have a sword. And this guy is the same one that the dudes have been using on us, the bell bearing guys. So you can just throw that thing around, like use the force, and that's it. So it's pretty cool. Magic sword at that too. So yeah, you have the split damage thing. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. I've never used it before. We can take a look. Can't wield it properly, so I won't be able to show off the move. So it's a short sword. It's got 2 sweeps. So yeah, we remember that bastard earlier. He was just kind of taking me down whenever he wanted to. And there is like a wall skip. You can literally Skyrim jump up here and get that weapon much earlier. But that's about it. So. And that was Jail Cave. I actually want to see if I can do it though. I've never tried it before. Maybe they patched it. I don't know. I'm just not performing the jump right. I don't know. Right. And that's Gel Cave taken care of. So now we have pretty much to route ourselves all along this path right here. And then, of course, we got Celia Town as well, so there's still that to do. And if you really have not decided on, like, a person or, you know, a spirit to kind of go with here, a lot of, like, 2v1s and just, you know, where an enemy can be distracted is probably better suited for whatever you're trying to do. So if you want to take time to level up some of these dudes, I would probably go with Latenna or Oleg. Latenna will stay in one spot though, so that can be pretty detrimental. But Oleg, he'll just nab up all sorts of aggro. Like he don't care. Oleg will just go in deep. The only oddball problem with spirit tuning is that it's so damn expensive.
Well, I took you for no matter to lay out your own.
Then if you got the stones, go ahead and upgrade your weapons. We're starting to see significant increases now in damage, so it's really worth your time to do everything we just did. I'm really starting to think that the S-Stock is probably not going to get used in the run, even though I wanted a 3-weapon showcase, but I really like the sword, and the mace is doing just fine on its own. I will wait, though, until I can level up this at least till I get 24 stones, in case I change my mind. Take a look at these. So I only have grave worts up to 5, and I don't want to use 5 like that. So I'll use 4. I'll just boost Angwell up to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, just so we have at least 1. But that's a really good spirit summon for this stage of the game anyway. A +4 is really, really good. I mean, you're doing a lot of exploration and you're taking it in, you know? You gotta come up with 43. Okay. So we're seeing very decent upgrades now. We got Celia Tunnel. Alright, so as promised, we will continue next time. We have a lot to do, though, as pretty much the top half of Caelid is now taken care of. We do, however, have this entire circle of shit, which when we look down here, it's going to be a cesspool of rot. So we got a rot area to go through. It's not that hard though. There's like a little bit of stuff in between. That giant formation of trees you see in front of you is going to be a boss fight. Everything's pretty much optional there. So we're going to get an invasion. We definitely have to do the invasion, so that's going to suck too. And then you got the town of Celia right across the street from that, so we got to get that done. This cave, I just want to upgrade my mace just a little bit more. And then, of course, we have like a path to go kind of run around. And we have a couple of open world bosses still, and then a nighttime boss kind of hiding out around here somewhere. And a good chunk of this map is actually just not explorable, so it's kind of disappointing, but that's what Kayla is. So we'll traverse the treacherous path, and then I think I'll just do the swamp all in one, because I don't really want to like zigzag into the swamp and then back onto the main road, because the swamp itself is like a little bit of a zone. But I'll come to it when I come to it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.